fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Many very successful leaders and managers are good in other things, but they have trouble having to coach an employee, or maybe their own child. How many of you have children here? Do you ever have that problem? Or do you ever have an employee that you need to coach because that person is not performing very well? That's why I want to share some tools with you today. These are things that you will always see in the stores, and it's easy for you to remember them. My first tool is, I think a lot of people here may not even be old enough to know what this is, but some may. Does anybody know what this is?
A level.
A level, yeah. Of course, you're an architect. A level. The level reminds me about if I have to coach someone, I need to try and stay with a level judgment, just like Winston Churchill has said before. And in order to do that, I want to find out all about the facts, not rumors, not hearsay, but the facts about the situation. My second tool is a cleaning brush. Why? If you want to start a conversation with an employee, you don't want all the distractions, the cell phone ringing, or the computer is beeping because you got a new message. You don't want any of those. You want to focus on what you are going to say and what you want to try and achieve. And so you want to brush aside all your distractions and disruptions. This is my favorite. Hit the nail on the head! You really want to kill this person, probably, because he or she has done so poorly. But you can get jailed for murder. I bring this out just to remind you that you have to be direct. But direct doesn't mean that you have to be rude or angry. We know the facts now, right? And so we start off by just putting the facts in front of this person. For example, if you are a sales manager and you have a salesperson who needs to be coached because the sales have not been doing as well as they should. This came to my mind when I was talking with Jack Griffin during the break. Well, you don't want to start by saying, we are not making enough money, you are not doing a good job. If you say that, what do you think the reaction might be? The person could become defensive or very upset about it, and then you spoil the whole situation. They won't even listen to you anymore. And so we just want to say, for example, the person's name, Bill. Bill, our sales in the last 3 months have been lower than even the past year. And then you want to try and ask some questions to find out the answer. Maybe you have some idea, but you don't want to have a preconceived judgment about what has happened. You want to find out from the person. That's when I need a can opener. You see that I'm cheap. I don't have an electric can opener. This is what I use. However, a can opener reminds me that I have to ask open-ended questions such as who, what, when, where, why, or how, instead of closed-ended questions that would just require a yes or no answer. Do you know we are not doing as well as we should? Yes? No? Maybe. But if we ask open-ended questions, we can solicit some answers from the person. Try and get what that person thinks. For example, in the sales situation again, maybe we want to ask, what do you think we have done differently this year from what we did last year? Or is there any change in the environment that has caused a difference? When we are asking questions, we have to use our active listening skills. Now in Toastmasters, we teach not just speaking skills, we also teach listening skills. For example, if you are an evaluator, very carefully in order to do a good evaluation. So that's what we practice here as well. In order to have active listening skills, we also want to paraphrase and try to let the person know this is what we understand, what the other person is saying. That way there is no misconception, there is no misunderstanding. But sometimes people don't always tell us the truth from the very beginning. Maybe they are embarrassed, not because they are dishonest. In that case, we'll need this. Does anybody know what this is? Step finder. It helps us to find what is behind the walls, what is hidden. These are the hidden thoughts. Sometimes people don't tell us, but a good coach will be able to try and draw things out of the person. For example, again, in a sales situation, maybe the truth is the person is not going to see the customers as often as he should have. But if we don't try to pry it, they may not tell us because they are embarrassed. Once we know the answer to that, that is when I use my flashlight. That stands for enlightening and empowering. Good coaches are not good instructors because they do not instruct. What coaches do is to guide. Just like the people that guide people go up the Himalayas to climb up, they show them what the best course may be, but they don't tell them what to do. The same thing with coaches. We also need to support the person. Again, the example of a sales situation, maybe a sales manager would offer to go to see the customer with this person to make sure the customers understand that they are VIPs. And when situations improve, when we get results, that's my favorite. The kudos bars, we need to give them kudos in order to let them know our appreciation. Therefore, I encourage all of you to remember these 7 tools, and then next time around, if you have to coach a child or an employee, try these tools and let me know how you do. Mr. Toastmaster.